alone. You know, we're going to bring up this next comment. I've performed with this guy several times in several places. He told me to say that. So, coming to the stage, Joey.
Let's hear it for Flo, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Right, Woodbridge, Virginia. So nice to be here. I actually lived here in Woodbridge for about 10 years. True story. First house I ever bought, a little townhouse right off of Smoketown Road. Oh, I love this. I love coming. Now, I actually grew up right up the road in Springfield, Virginia. Yeah, kind of a sketchy neighborhood. I used to live next door to a prostitute named Candy. It had its perks. Like on Halloween, I'd knock on her door and say, trick or treat. Hell, I couldn't lose. Either way, you'd be getting some candy, you know? So I didn't grow up in one of these nuclear families. I grew up in one of these nuclear disaster families. That's what I grew up in. Yeah, that was me, Joey Chernobyl. Now, one of the things we used to do as a family, we watch television game shows and shout out the answers. Now, our favorite game show was Family Feud. Thank God my family never made on the actual show. Oh my God, some of the questions they would ask. They asked my dad, they said, name something you find at a breakfast table. He'd be like, da-na-na, scotch. They asked my mom, they said, name something you bring to a family gathering. She'd be like, da-na-na, conflict. Good answer, Helen, accurate answer. Now, the best answer would come from my cousin. They'd say, name something you'd associate with a wedding. She'd be like, da-na-na-na, a shotgun. Of course, we knew that come from her. I remember the preacher at her wedding up there like, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today because of a positive reading on a home pregnancy test. To wed this couple because it's customary. Now, I'm not saying she was easy, but she had a tramp stamp on her back, her front, and her chin. Okay, that's... Now, don't worry, not all my family were heathens. I actually had an aunt who was a devout Catholic. I did. She had a bumper sticker on the back of her car that said, all children are a gift from God. I used to tease her. I said, if you're adopted, does that mean you've been re-gifted? She just looked at me and go, you're going to burn in hell. I said, I can't. I'm a gift from God. That makes me flame retardant. She just looked at me and go, you're retardant, all right. No, my family won't let me near a stove because they say I burn everything I cook. Grease, fire, flambang. It's all in an interpretation, you know. No, I learned how to cook from my mom. My mom was the worst cook in the world. As a kid, I'd never eat my dinner. She always threatened to box it up and send it to some starving kid in Africa. I'm like, Jesus, Mom, hasn't this poor kid suffered enough? War, famine, AIDS, now he's got to suffer through your cooking? Why don't you throw a scoop of malaria for dessert? Really finish the poor kid off. My mom couldn't cook, but boy, could she drink. In fact, she drank so much vodka when I was a baby. Whenever she breastfed me, I was drinking White Russians. Well, after I finished, I didn't know whether to burp or settle up my tab, you know? Like I said, I grew up in Springfield, Virginia. Got picked on a lot as a little kid. I had buck teeth and an overbite. Yeah, my parents never got me braces. They used to use my teeth to open up their beer bottles. Oh, it pissed me off. Especially when I found out they were twist-off caps. This is a nice guy. Help me out with something here, Woodbridge. What's all the fascination with these gender reveal parties? You ever seen those? Oh my God! I mean, don't get me wrong. They had gender reveal back in my day. Except back then, it usually involved a pervert and an overcoat. We didn't throw them any party either. Threw them right in jail. And the thing that makes me cringe about these parties is when they go ahead and they film the parents' expression at the time of the reveal, and it's clearly not the kid they were hoping for. Yeah, there's a great thing to pass down to the kid. Yeah, here's video footage of the first time you disappointed Mommy and me. I saw this one video where they got the jealous older sister, and what they did is they gave her a dart. She was supposed to pop the gender reveal balloon, and that was going to reveal the gender. Well, she got so mad, she turns around, throws it at somebody at the party, and hits somebody at the party. The mom freaks out. She lets go of the balloon, grabs the kid. As the balloon's floating away, the girl's going, yay, I'm an only child again. Nice to see everybody drinking out here, having a good time on a Friday night. I had to stop drinking. Used to do too many stupid stuff. Like one time I was so drunk at this one restaurant. On the way back, I told the owner she had a classy restaurant because she had a bidet. She's like, "Sir, we don't have a bidet." But I got a pretty good idea who just defiled the water fountain. Most people get drunk and take away their car keys. Me, you got to take away my computer. Because I'll get on social media and turn into an under the influencer. I will. Next morning, I'm scrolling through those posts like Steve Urkel going, "Did I post that?" Oh my God, it's incredible here. That's nice. We got a mixture of the crowd here. It's like an older generation, younger generation. How many latchkey kids do we have in the audience tonight? Latchkey Gen Xers. We got a couple out there. And you tell these younger folks, our parents never gave a damn about us, did they? Oh, hell no. My parents never put up baby gates. Their philosophy was, let him tumble down the stairs and break his neck. He'll learn. Nowadays, kids ride around in car seats designed by NASCAR. Back when I was growing up, I was lucky if they buckled my seatbelt, you know? I was crawling around on their front seat, they'd slam on the brakes. I face-planted right into the dashboard's ashtray. End up unconscious on the floorboard with a Marlboro sticking out of my nose. Oh my God. The closest thing I had as a kid is a Chuck E. Cheese party was a half-cooked pizza bag on a set of lawn darts, all right? That's right, that's what we had, you know, and I think that's why my generation had so many kids out there, you know. That's why they had like 5 or 6 kids, because if one of us got killed from child neglect, they still had like 5 or 6 others they could choose from, you know. Any dads in the room tonight? Round of applause, dads.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple. I don't know about the rest of dad. I'm going to stand up for us on this one. Everybody makes fun of us, don't they, dads? Oh my God, you put on a little weight. They say you got a dad bod, right? You make a stupid joke and you made a dad joke. I saw this one guy walking around Disney. He had a t-shirt on. It was a dad. He said, "If they can't appreciate the dad bod, they don't deserve the dad rod." We wonder why Disney names its characters Dopey and Goofy, you know? Unbelievable. They like to tease dads at Disney. Like, I mean, guys, when we walk into the Magic Kingdom, who are we greeted with? Beautiful, beautiful characters like Cinderella, Snow White, a Little Mermaid. We feel like a diabetic kid in a candy store, don't we? Oh my God, especially the redneck dads. I mean, they love that Little Mermaid out there. Combines 2 of their favorite things, fishing and women. And ladies, I feel bad for you too, just the same, you know. I mean, as soon as you walk into the Magic Kingdom, who greets you, huh? Eeyore, Goofy, and Winnie the Pooh. A depressive, a moron, and a pantsless slob with a honey addiction. Yeah, the only way you're getting wet in the Magic Kingdom is if you ride Splash Mountain. No, man. Now, one thing I also found out, they make fun of dads at Disney. I didn't know this, but, or not only they make fun of dads, but they give their characters, their male characters deformities. I don't know if you've noticed that. Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? Big-eared Dumbo, long-nosed Pinocchio. Yeah, I'm waiting for Ned Long Dong Silver to the Pirates of the Caribbean, all right? Hey, probably intimidate all the other characters, you know? It'd be funny if they put Long Dong Silver in the It's a Small World ride. That would be great. Only ones you see lining up for that are kids and moms. That's all you... I was talking about Gen X before. That's one thing about our generation. We never had to worry about childhood obesity, did we? Oh, hell no. We're natural procrastinators. Delayed our obesity till adulthood. We never had time to get fat. We were always running around playing politically incorrect games like Smear the Queer. Or as they call it today, aggressively tackle the individual attracted to both genders. It was the stupidest game in the world. You took a football, right? You threw it up in the air, and whoever caught it got gang tackled unconscious by every other kid in the neighborhood. And we wonder why the girls would always never feel bad for us when we get food poisoning from all those undercooked cakes they make us in those easy bake ovens of theirs, you know? Because they knew the next day, as soon as that buzzer would go off, we'd be right back for another cake. Thanks to all those concussions we got from playing Smear the Queer. Now, as you can tell, I'm an older comic here. I love hanging around with the younger comics because I'm always learning something new. I am. Like I hear them talking about this one thing called soaking. Yeah, I heard somebody thrown back. I didn't know they were talking about a sex act. I kept thinking to myself, wow, this younger generation's really into pre-treating their laundry, you know? I had to look what it meant in a damn on the internet, you know? Yeah, try explaining to your family how those search results got in a family computer. I told them I was looking how to get blood stains out of my clothes. My wife's like, you're way too old to still be playing Smear the Queer. Hey, thank you all. You got another great comic up here tonight. Thank you for coming out and supporting live comedy. Enjoy the rest of the show.